This video will cover adding lodging expenses to an expense report when the nightly room rates are different. No matter if lodging was paid for with personal funds or with the travel card, the process for adding a lodging expense is essentially the same. The only difference is in how much information the Concur travel and expense system already knows about the expense. For example, if your travel card was used, the system already knows the date and the amount of the expense. The first step was to create your expense report by completing the report header. Now it is time to add expenses to your expense report and to add information to those expenses. If paid for with travel card, add the expense to your expense report and then select it from the left side of your screen. Refer to the step-by-step video or guide, Adding Travel Card Expenses, for details. Verify the expense's expense type is hotel. If paid for with personal funds, select the expense type hotel, individual or group depending on the type. If needed, enter your checkout date as the transaction date. Also, if needed, use the vendor dropdown to select the name of your hotel, or begin typing your hotel's name. Please note, if your hotel is not part of the list, select Other and enter your hotel name in the comment field. Search for the location of your hotel if it doesn't already appear. If paid for with personal funds, enter the amount for which you are seeking reimbursement. Lodging expenses must be itemized to show on a daily basis the amount of each expense that occurred. Click the Itemize button. Use the calendar to select your check-in date. Also, verify the checkout date, the transaction date from the previous screen populates this for you. The duration of your stay is automatically calculated. Enter your actual nightly room rate charges, including taxes, in the recurring charges section. This video is going to cover how to enter the nightly room amounts if they're different. On this screen, you'll want to enter the least nightly room amount, and then we'll change it later on. Click the Save Itemizations button. You'll now notice the exception that the itemizations amount do not add up to the expense amount. That's because one of the nights was $10 more. The first night was $99. The second night was a higher amount. Click on the room rate that you would like to change. In the Amount field, change the amount to the actual room rate and click Save. You'll now notice the itemizations are still off. That's because the second night's hotel tax was also a different price. Click on the hotel tax and update the amount to reflect the actual amount of room tax that was paid, and click the Save button. You'll notice the exception has been removed because all the itemizations add up to the total amount of the expense. You'll also notice this yellow icon. This indicates an image of a receipt is required. Click on the icon and then click on the Attach Receipt button in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. You can either attach a receipt by browsing for a file that you've saved to your computer, or choose from the available receipts that you have uploaded from the Concur mobile app. When you have selected the receipt you'd like to attach to the expense, click the Attach button. You'll notice the yellow icon has turned blue, and you're now ready to click the Save button. You have now added lodging expenses to your expense report. If you have further expenses to add, you can do so at this point, or you can click the Submit Report button. or if you need to allocate the funds, you can continue to the video allocating expenses.